We got Pokemon breaking records for pre-orders now with this new release, which is crazy because it's Pokemon.
Yeah, it was according to Game Rant. Game Rant pre-sales were breaking records. I think it was more Switch specific, but it definitely by far is like the best pre-selling game in Japan on the Switch.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's not going to change.
It's around about 1,200 pre-orders reported on the 5th by some Twitter user called Pierre485.
Wow. So what's the new game?
It's the Scarlet and Violet games that come out in like 2 weeks.
New mainline game. So
are they just always doing that now? Is that just how it's going to be from now on with Pokemon? They're going to have the 2 mainline games drop at the same time like they did with Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon?
Oh, yeah.
It's been like that since day one.
Yeah,
has it really though?
Okay. Yeah, it's always been a 2 game. They just recently went away from that third game. The third complete type stuff. They did that every generation until what's that? I think X and Y was the first generation they stopped doing it.
Oh yeah. X, Y.
Or maybe it was Black and White.
Guy.
No, it was X and White. Black and White 2. They did the 2 stuff.
Yeah, they did a sequel with that. They did the sequel with Sun and Moon. But they kind of
yeah.
I don't think it was selling well enough for them to have to do a third game anymore.
It's wild because when you're there from the beginning of it, and you get to I don't know, it's probably 5 generations in where I just I don't know a lot of their names at all. I just play the game. If I didn't see it in the game, I don't know the name or I don't even remember it. It just seems like
it'd be so bad at any kind of Pokemon trivia, any of the older characters, even just nothing. Just basically the ones I picked up from Snap and was able to remember. That's the only Pokemons that I know.
It's Gen 1 and Gen 2. No,
you're an old man. It's understood.
I only know as much because I've been recently going back and replaying. I think I'm on Sun and Moon right now. I'm almost done. I've been going through and doing the live Pokedex. Pretty much everything but mythicals are kind of a pain to get because of how they're released. But it's been over a year. I still have 2 more games to go.
That's the grind.
It is
Pokemon grind.
Yeah, I can't go down that rabbit hole anymore. I used to all the time.
Yeah, either. But I got into Arceus. Arceus drew me in, but before that, going down that grind and trying to complete a Pokédex, I just don't have the time, dude. I just don't have time.
It definitely helped me with my live or my living Pokédex because some of them were before then. I think Arceus or Arceus, however you want to pronounce it. That Pokemon alone was a pain to get because it was it's usually one of those event type Pokemon. So up to that point, it was a pain to get.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that game, but I think that's the last one. Well, obviously it was the last release, but before that, I can't think of one I got super deep into for a long time. It's been many years since I've been able to do that.
I don't think I'm gonna be done with every game with the Living Dex up until Scarlet. I'm gonna be the Scarlet Violet. I'm gonna be close, but I don't think I'm gonna be. I think I'll be on to Sword and Shield or finishing what I started with, but I don't think I'm gonna be
still 2 behind.
Yeah. I took too long of a break in 2022 for 6 months.
Yeah.
Sad. I took a 6-month break and now I'm 3 years behind on Pokemon.
It's a grind.
Well, they're coming out with games every year now,
you have to play both games and then trade with yourself. So playing through 2 games all the way through pretty much, it's a grind.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's sad. You're trading with yourself, Mark.
Well, at least up until the Switch, 3DS is when I bought my second one. It cost me $80. It was cheap, so then I could just get both.
You don't need a link cable.
I used to do that on the Game Boy back in the day. So
I did too.
I would be running 2 Game Boys with a link cable and stuff like that. So
I had the Game Boy, I had the link cable, but I didn't have both because I was poor as a kid, so it wasn't an option.
The Game Genie.
You had
some Game Boy.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh,
Mark, we would trade Pokemon.
I actually got a Game Genie on Game Boy.
Not for a Living Dex.
No, not for the Living Dex. No, we didn't do that. But speaking of which, Creatures Inc., which is Pokemon developers, is preparing for the new Switch hardware, whatever that's going to be. Hiring for that, working on the new Pokemon games. Kind of cool, so we at least know something's on the horizon. I mean, we knew that anyway. But
yeah, I mean, you're 6 years, 5-6 years into the Switch. I think you're good for. You're probably good 2 years away from an announcement for the sequel for it, or whatever's coming out.
Do you guys remember them talking about?
It's not been announced.
I assume within the next 2 years we're going to hear something from it, just based on standard console releases.
I remember
Nintendo
hearing
usually runs a little bit longer though too, and considering the fact too that it's a handheld as well. You know, I mean, look how
the
long
Switch
they
is still
milked the
selling.
Game Boy for.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's still selling. So
Yeah.
you know,
But I think they're running into the issue of they need to upgrade the hardware. I think that's
sure.
that's a big issue they're running into. They know that it works.
Sure.
Now let's make something that works a little bit better.
Mhm.
Hopefully,
Oh, yeah,
that's
because,
my
I
hope
mean,
anyways.
it's
That'd be
the
nice.
first party titles. People don't care about the graphics in Mario and
Yeah.
Pokemon and stuff like they'll
Yeah,
play all of
the
those games at a
experience.
360
Yeah.
PS3 level.
I just
you know?
think that what they want to do with, I guess now with Pokemon and what they were doing with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild, I just think the hardware needs a bigger upgrade for the more open
completely
world stuff
agree.
they want to do.
Sure, absolutely.
Because outside of those games, not a whole lot of other games really need the graphical fidelity or the graphical
Oh yeah,
power.
I mean, and that's the exact reason why they push Metroid in the direction that they push Metroid in, because you get like the
I
hardcore
agree.
retro fans get something that they want, and it's got like this sexy new coat of paint, but it's still not pushing the hardware at all.
No.
And then you've got all these first
Still
party
has that old
people.
school
that-
feel.
I assume we're going to see
Absolutely.
that with the next Metroid Prime or with Prime 4. But, I mean, at this point, I feel like it's going to be a launch title on the next system with how far... I mean, we're probably good 2-3 years into development now. No announcement. I just assume they're going to announce it, and it's going to be like a simul release on both. But I assume, because you've seen a lot around the community, people are kind of leaning towards it's probably going to be a launch title for the next system. So
It's
hopefully
like a
that's
Switch Pro.
hopefully with
That
with a
would
hardware
sell
upgrade that'll be good with the game as well. But I guess we'll see.
On whatever that system is, if that was a launch title, that would sell the shit out of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I agree.
I bought the Switch
Mhm.
for Prime 4, and then I just never got it. So
There'll be a
Well, they
Switch with
appreciate
Prime
your
4 on
support.
it, for sure.
we'll see.
Yeah.
There'll be a Samus suit Switch.
Here, speaking
mean-
of switches, this is for you, Brandon.
What's up?
Mm.
Oh
What's that?
man, dope.
It's the
Pokemon OLED?
Scarlet and Violet, the OLED model.
Oh.
That's sick,
Almost
man.
lost a bastard. UPS delivered it to the wrong person. Had to call
Oh,
the hub, and they went back
Bro,
to the
bring
wrong
my
house,
shit.
and yep, they saved it and brought it back to
You better
us.
take it. Just sell it on eBay.
Wow.
Hey, thanks for watching this segment from the Game Junction Podcast. You can catch us live every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern right here on YouTube or some of our other socials that'll be down in the links below. We hope you check out some of our other content right here on this page, and we hope you come and join us. That is every Sunday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, live right here. We hope you enjoy. See y'all then.